Hi everybody, and welcome back to Zeke Watches Toku. Today we'll be taking a look at episode 9 of Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. This was a pretty good episode. It got a lot work going for it. We go into the backstory of Xiao Lanbo. This episode leans on the fact that Xiao Lanbo is a fuck up, and I like that them admitting it, and I also like that that's part of his development. It's basically his brashness, his ADHD, always getting him into trouble. And one of Lucky's speeches actually makes sense. You know, it's not some like weird double talk, hyperactive, like lame-ass Aesop. It was just really like, hey man, you know, if we can, you know, the legendary prophecy is that 9 Kyurangers will save the universe. If we have fucking 10, then reality is better than legend. Strong-ass fucking point there, Lucky. I just wanted to open with giving Lucky credit because I do shit on him and still do a bunch. You gotta admit when someone's right. Okay, that's way future of this episode. Let's start from the beginning. That opens with Xiao Lanbo as Ryu Violet fighting the squid people who have lasted more than 3 episodes, so my bad. They're damn good villains. Lasted more than 3 episodes when you're supposed to be like the big arc villain, especially when, you know, you bring in fucking Xiao Lanbo becoming the next Kyuranger. The 10th Kyuranger. By the way, I just want to take a big tangent. If you don't speak Japanese, the word Q is Japanese for 9. That's why there were the legendary 9 Kyurangers as part of some prophecy presented in the show. There's 10 now, and they do make a joke about it in the show, but I just find it funny that in the 9th episode of Kyuranger that they get a 10th Kyuranger. Like that had to have been a plan. Tangent over. Back to the story. During his fight, the Violet whatever system fails. Like it's a prototype. He demorphs, and the squids are about to attack him. He tells the other Kyurangers to flee and go back. However, Spada, being Spada, disobeys orders. He gets fucking kidnapped, which allows Xiao Lanbo to go back to the ship, the Orion, then explain his tragic backstory, being, I didn't think about the situation I was getting into. I got my mentor, this really badass looking guy, Big Bear, killed. And he's really fucking cool. He's only in for 1 episode, maybe more. Actually, with this little kid character, you'll probably have a good chance of seeing Big Bear again in some capacity. But anyway, he gets his mentor killed, and his mentor's dying words are, Xiao avenged the rebellion, which was the first anti-Jack Matter group ever made, who failed because Xiao Lanbo. Oh no, maybe there was more. Maybe like, you know, it's like Jack Matter's a big, like it's an evil empire that conquered the entire universe. I'm certain that it was probably more like this was a tiny rebellion against a giant government, and it just fucking collapsed because it was too small. And I will say, as a leader, even though I have complaints about him being goofy as leaders go and very just way too laid back. He actually has done a successful job. He's united all 9 Kyurangers. He's liberated a couple planets. He's done actually a pretty good job. All things considered, he's definitely done a better job than Big Bear. Big Bear had to die. Who knows? Anyway, after explaining his tragic backstory, the other Kyurangers are all like, "Oh man, that's sad." And he's like, don't worry guys, I'm gonna take care of it myself. You all stay on the ship because I'm afraid that I will fuck up and have you guys killed. So he does that, and he saves Spada all by himself. Tells Spada, okay, get the fuck out of here, man. I got some unfinished business with these squid motherfuckers. But Spada sticks around because Spada does not obey orders. You know, and it's a cool little 2-on-2 with Yellow and Violet. You know, they do a good job until they get their asses kicked. But then Lucky shows up. He does that speech I talked about in the beginning of this video. And thanks to Lucky's strong words of positivity that touch Xiao Lanbo's heart, fucking Dragon Ball Z style, all of the Kyuranger Q-Tamas go to his oh, by the way, I didn't actually explain how his pimp cane works. Okay, so the system built into his pimp cane allows him to use skill Q-Tama, which are apparently the catch-all phrase for the Q-Tama that do not allow for transformations, to transform into a Kyuranger. I don't know what the Draco... This fucking dog's barking now. I don't know what the Draco Q-Tama originally did, but now it's a Henshin Q-Tama, and it ascends his ass to full pimphood as Ryu Commander. And of course, Ryu Commander being this big badass now, a true Kyuranger, they just wipe the floor with the squid assassins, and after they defeat them, of course the squid assassins are like, yo man, fuck that shit, and they summon a giant monsters, and I know what you're thinking, alright? I know what you're thinking, alright? We've been like 9 episodes of this, and part of the show where I usually go, and then the Megazord forms and the day is saved. Well, that does happen, but beforehand, we get this sick-ass fucking dragon fight. This goddamn Japanese dragon Voyager, the Ryu Voyager, is fucking sick, and it does cool-ass dragon combos, kicks ass, and it's fun. I mean, the Megazord does show up. Don't get me wrong, Megazord shows up, saves the day, because that's the contractual obligation of the Megazord suit actor. But beforehand, fucking awesome giant dragon fight. I'm a sucker for some giant-ass dragons. Fuck yeah, no, this is a great episode. I'm really happy with that.